I've been teaching economics for over a decade, and I've seen even brilliant students not being able to score a 5 in AP Microeconomics and AP Macroeconomics. There are 5 common pitfalls that are usually responsible, and I will talk about them in this video. The first pitfall is thinking that AP Microeconomics or Macroeconomics is easy. If you have looked at the grade distribution for any given year, only about 20% of test takers get a 5. So that means 80% do not. Now, it may seem, oh, well, it makes sense, only the top students are getting it. But you have to all keep in mind that the people who are attempting these AP exams are all pretty smart. And even among them, only about 20% are getting a 5 in AP Microeconomics and AP Macroeconomics. So it is not an easy course, and you have to spend a considerable amount of time learning the topic and doing past papers and practicing. The second pitfall is not checking the syllabus for the AP Microeconomics exam or the AP Macroeconomics exam. Now you may think, well, I'm just reading one of those approved textbooks, so what can go wrong? Well, the approved textbooks, there's a list of them that College Board puts up. You will see that the textbooks actually differ quite a bit in terms of content. There is no perfect AP Economics textbook that directly addresses every single thing that AP syllabus expects you to know. So sometimes they cover more, and usually that is what happens. They cover more. Sometimes they don't cover it precisely the way AP Economics wants. So it's critical that after studying a topic, you go through the syllabus and ensure that you actually know all the things that you are supposed to know. The third thing is not being able to answer MCQs correctly and quickly. So a lot of students spend 2 to 3 minutes solving through MCQs, and that may be fine in a practice stage. But when you are nearing the exam, you have to be able to do these MCQs in about a minute. And that's because in the exam itself, you get 70 minutes to answer 60 MCQs. If you keep 60 MCQs for 60 minutes for answering 60 MCQs, the last 10 minutes to sort of go over the stuff that you didn't get and making sure you're filling in the answer correctly. So you only really have a minute per MCQ, and it is super hard to sort of think through all of that and get the correct answer in that 1 minute. So you may understand the concepts underneath the MCQs questions, but you will find that you will run out of time to answer them. If you're only answering about 80% of them, you are already losing a lot of marks there. So before the start of the exam, it's critical that not only do you know how to answer the questions correctly, but also answer them quickly. The fourth common pitfall that I found is sort of tied to this, and that is students don't draw graphs when answering MCQs. And you will say, why would I draw a graph when I'm answering a multiple choice question? I just have to fill out the answer. Yes, but the graphs in economics sort of captured the models. And when you read a question, and not all questions will require graph drawing, but when you sort of read a multiple choice question, a graph will help you bring up the model very quickly and see answers quickly as well. So get into the habit of drawing graphs whenever you're attempting MCQs. You will find that this makes the process faster and helps you not make silly mistakes. The last common pitfall that prevents even brilliant students from getting a 5 is targeting a 5. What do I mean by that? Getting a 5 in AP Economics means you're looking at about an 85% average, not average, an 85% score in your MCQ and FRQ combined. Now, the thing is, on the day, if you're targeting about an 85%, the thing is, you don't have much of a leeway. 1 or 2 wrong MCQs and you go from a 5 to a 4. That's all it takes. So I urge my students to target a 6, which doesn't actually exist. It means that you should be targeting more than 90%, maybe 95%, because there are many things that can go wrong on the day of the exam. Maybe you're not feeling well, maybe you're nervous, maybe because you were nervous, you couldn't sleep. So there are all of these issues that affect exam performance. And if you're simply targeting, oh, I just want to make sure I get, 85% of MCQs right, 85% of FRQ right, that even if you're successful, just, you need 1 or 2 MCQs to go wrong to go from a 5 to a 4. So that is why you shouldn't be targeting just an 85%. You should be targeting 95% or so if you want to account for a larger amount of variables that can go wrong. Now that you have understood these 5 pitfalls, I hope you'll be able to avoid them.